Do you know 1 in 3 children born out of wedlock don't see their father past the age of 3? Did you know that?
Why?
You tell me.
I'm waiting.
No, you tell me.
Why do I need to tell you when I ask you a question? Why?
Because single motherhood is not just a female problem.
Okay, but why do they not have access
Because
to the
men
child?
tend to abandon children.
Can you demonstrate that?
Oh, Lord. What's up, y'all, man? This your boy MAZ. Now, today we got one of these male feminist dudes. And we got my boy Andrew Wilson here to save the day. So let's get into it.
I think I just did.
How?
33% of children don't see their father past the age of 3
Yeah,
out of
but
wedlock.
that doesn't prove that it's because the men don't want to.
Okay, how many men file for custody of the child in child court?
I don't know the stats off the top of my head. We can look.
95% of them are filed without contest from the father, and the 4% that do typically do get it. So if 95% of men aren't fighting for the child, I think you can look at men for the problem.
Oh, I see. God. Okay, so let's back up. Tell me something. Who can actually have children, men or women?
Women.
Okay. Are these women being raped?
No.
Okay, so they have the responsibility of making sure that they don't get pregnant, right?
I think 2 people have the responsibility to make sure they don't get somebody pregnant as well.
But do you agree with me that it is the case that most men will sleep with most women, but most women won't sleep with most men?
So what?
So if that's the case, right, then women have greater access than men do, don't they?
Sure.
So if that's the case, why are they granting access to men who abandon their kids?
Facts. Pure facts. Big facts. You see, you can say it takes 2, but at the end of the day, it only takes 1 to decide. Because when a woman gets pregnant, the men have no say-so. She can have an abortion if the man wants a kid. If the man doesn't want the kid, she can still go on with the pregnancy, making him a father when he don't even want to be one. So this guy right here, he just wants to give all the rights to women. And men have no leverage, but still get the blame. You see, guys, this is one of these weak soy boy beta males. I'm pretty sure he's been raised. I'm pretty sure he was raised by a single mother. This is one of these guys that sits down peeing. He pees sitting down. And you see, he thinks that he's doing women a favor by pandering to them, but women really don't respect men like this. And also, men like this, they fail to garner the respect of other men because they pander to women.
How do they know they're going to abandon their kids?
Well, hang on. That's so weird, though. Wait a second. Let's back up. They're the ones who have the sexual access, right? So if they don't know, why are they sleeping with these men? They're the ones who get pregnant, not the men.
And men are the ones that get them pregnant.
Yeah. But so what?
You see, guys, there's no kind of logic in his argument. He pretty much debates like a woman. He has the mind of a woman. This is a very feminine man. Once again, guys, women don't respect men like this. Women will walk all over men like this. They'll use these guys for attention. They'll use these guys as do boys and all this shit. Or come on my house and fix the doorbell or change the light bulb. But they don't really respect men like this. This is the type of man. If he looks like he has a wedding bang on, so he might be married. I'm pretty sure his wife tells him what to do. This is one of these men who panders and cheerleads for women.
Part of the equation.
So what?
That's a part of the equation.
Yeah, but women are the ones who get to access that.
And men are the ones that access it.
Okay. Can men have abortions?
No.
Can men force women to have abortions?
No.
Do you believe women should be able to have abortions?
Yes.
Well, if that's the case, right, that you believe women ought to be able to have abortions, men ought not to have any say on whether or not women have abortions, then women are the ones who ultimately have 100% access around reproduction, not men.
So men have no responsibility in your eyes?
How could they have a responsibility if they're not allowed to make the choice of if the child's even here or not?
If you got somebody pregnant, would you abandon them?
Do I form a secular worldview or do I form a Christian one?
Do Christian people abandon their children?
No.
No, they don't. All Christians are perfect?
No. Under Christian ethics, you're not to abandon your children.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, so only secular people abandon their children.
No, that's not what I said. What did I just say?
Christian ethics bans you from...
Under Christian ethics,
Right.
you ought not do that.
Right.
Is ought not the same as do they don't?
Should anyone do that?
Do I think so?
Yeah.
Under Christian ethics, no.
Even secular. Do you think people should? Even if you're secular, do
Under
you
Christian
think people
ethics,
should?
I don't think secular people should.
And
no.
I think secular people also don't think they should abandon their children. So what's the point?
But they can kill them.
I don't think it's killing.
Oh, I know, right?
We're not gonna
You don't think it's killing?
No, it's not.
That's not.
It's
Okay,
not.
got it. They kill them.
Of course, go ahead and soften the blow for women. Abortion is not killing. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. You see what he's doing, guy? He's trying to soften the blow for women. So, and through his logic, men don't have a say so. But still they supposed to get the punishment. How can, like, think about that? How if you don't have any say in the matter, how can you even get the punishment? How can you even be held responsible if you don't even have any say so in the matter? I mean, if that ain't unfair, I don't know what is.
But they think that they
It's not
shouldn't
killing.
abandon them.
It's not. That's
I
a
don't
horrible
see-
framing. That's
like,
a
I
horrible
don't see
framing.
a great compelling reason here. If the idea is that that these women they're getting knocked up, they're the ones who have complete and total access to who sleeps with them. They're not getting raped, and they have the choice as to whether or not they abort or not abort. Yeah.
But someone also was.
But does the man have a choice?
The man was.
Does the man have a
has
choice?
a choice to not impregnate a woman?
Now, what
yes.
if the man?
The man has a choice to not
Does the
impregnate a
man
woman?
have the choice to keep the baby?
Guys, no logic whatsoever. No, guys, he's in his feminine, guys. He has no logic whatsoever. And look at him. Look at his body language. Look at how he's sitting down. He's not manly. He's sitting down in a weak position. His shoulders are shrunk in. I mean, this is a beta male, guys. Seriously. And this is like the worst I've ever seen it. This is the worst one.
Not if the woman
Does the
doesn't
man
want
have
to.
the choice to make the woman pay him child support and keep the baby?
How much is the average child support?
Can you answer my
payment?
question?
No.
I just went.
How much is
no, no. Answer my fucking
said no.
question.
I just said no.
Okay. Let's back up.
How about?
Look at him, guys. Look at him. Now he's getting angry. You see, men like this, they don't have the capability of regulating their emotions. Like I said, he's just like a woman. He debates like a feminist. He acts like a woman. His logic, his absence of logic, it's just like a feminist.
Then how about you listen?
Yeah. Okay, let's back up. Well, I said, can you answer my question? And you said no. You could see how I could perceive that as you saying, I'm not going to answer your question, right?
Yes. No.
Even
To
the
your original
moderator thought
question.
that was the case. Okay, so let's back up. You do believe that it is the case that men can't force women to have their children.
Correct.
But women can force men to take care of their children.
That's correct.
Okay, how is that fair?
I'm not saying it's fair.
Okay, so then what is the so then if men didn't want to have that child, why should they be held to account, take care of it?
Because it's their child.
What?
Because it is their child.
I'm super confused, but they didn't have a say.
Doesn't matter. It's their child.
Should they be able to have a say?
I don't think so.
But you just said it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. So what? They had a child. That's their child. They should take care of it, not abandon it.
So okay, so to get this right,
Guys, this guy was raised by a single mother. I can tell. He was raised by a single mother. I mean, everything is a man's fault. He just wants to give all the leverage to women. There's nothing masculine about this guy.
then women should be able to kill men's children if they want, right?
Stop framing it as killing. They
Or
should-
hang on, or keep them if they want, and the man has to pay child support for the child,
That's correct.
right?
That's correct.
And you think women should get to make that choice?
100%.
Why should we let women make that choice?
Because they're the ones that have to, conceive.
So, got it. So they're the ones who have to conceive.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the ones making the choice.
Yep.
So therefore, it's their responsibility. Anything else?
No, because the
No,
father's
no.
also a part of the responsibility.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who's making the choice?
They can have the child, but the father should take care of their child. And you don't disagree with that, do you?
Wait,
do you disagree with that or
making
not?
it-
Do
who's
you
making it-
disagree
I
that the
can't
father
justify
should
it
take
from
care
a
of the
secular
child?
angle
Why not?
because it makes no sense to
It
me.
makes total sense. If you have
Okay,
a
well,
child,
let's
you should
try
take
this.
care of it.
Well, let's try this again. I just walked you through the logic, though.
Fuck the logic. I'm asking
the
you,
logic?
do you think,
What?
do you think a secular
Oh Lord, yo, he's getting emotional. He's getting rattled. Andrew Wilson is killing him. See, this is how feminists act when they can't defeat the argument, guys. This guy is a feminist, a male feminist. This guy is a super beta male. He's super feminine. He can't regulate his emotions. He has the absence of logic.
person should take care of the child that they have?
Does a Christian think that? Of course.
And you don't think secular people do?
Well, I can't see how secularists could justify it. No, not if you're making the claim. So you made the claim. Here,
From my worldview, if you have
Yeah.
a child, you should take care of it.
Why?
Period.
Why?
Because that's my worldview.
okay, why though?
Because it's your child. You,
Well,
you are
justify it
part
for
of
me.
it. I don't need to justify it
Right,
for you.
because when we walk around the logic, here's what we end up with. You say women have complete and total access, should be able to kill a man's kid, right? Or should be able to bring it to bear and make sure that the man takes care of the kid, but the man can't tell the woman that she has to have the kid
Correct.
even when she's pregnant,
That's
right?
correct. And if there's a child in
Hey,
the world
that's
that
correct.
man contributed to, he should take care of it.
Okay, so just to make sure that we got this right, it's an uneven standard for men versus
Sure.
women.
If that's the world we live in.
Yeah, so justify why it is that men shouldn't say, fuck that.
I don't need to.
Yeah, okay. Well, then, when you ask me, Andrew, don't you think X? And I say, well, yeah.
you say, I can't
and when
fathom
I
it
say,
from a secular
when I
point of
say
view.
from a secular point of view, I actually can't answer the justification. Just remember that neither can you.
And I would say most secular people also believe you should take care of a child
Yeah,
if you're the
from
one
the
that
Christian
had it.
ethical angle, of course you're supposed to take care of your children. But from the Christian ethical angle, it's also completely appropriate, right, to put significant pressure on women to not have abortions, meaning men get a say in the choice, right?
Well, what's wild to me is that you're complaining about single motherhood, and then you're sitting here saying, well, men should say fuck it, which is just wild. That men should say fuck it if they
When
want
did
to.
I say when?
You said so men should say fuck it,
I know.
right?
I'm sorry. Do you know what an ought is versus a descriptor? What's
Sure.
an ought?
An ought is, I don't know.
Did I
actually.
say that secular men ought do that, or did I say I can't think of a justification?
You can't think of a justification.
Then
but
neither can
also,
you.
But you also don't think single motherhood is a good thing, correct?
That's correct.
So why don't you encourage men to take care of the children?
Should we force them to?
I think so.
Okay, so you think that we should force men to take care of the kids?
Correct. That's what child support is.
But no. No, that's not. Well, that is true that they take it by force, I guess.
Yeah, that's what you said.
But what I'm talking about force is like, should we make them participate as a father?
Yes.
We should force that.
And so, as long as the court rules that they should, yes.
No, that's different. I'm not asking about what the court rules. I'm asking, do you think we should force men to participate?
I think they should force at least child support. And if
No,
the
no,
father,
that's not my question.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Should they force men to participate in being a father?
No.
Being a father, no.
No. Not if the father. If the father's going to be a shitty father, then no.
Can you explain to me how it is that if the woman can get child support from the guy,
Mm-hmm.
right, and you were not going to force any participation, aren't you pushing single motherhood?
No, you're blaming women for single motherhood.
Yeah.
And you're saying
They're the ones
father,
who have all the choice by your own admission.
but the fathers have no part to play in it. And in single motherhood,
If it is
fathers
the
have no
case
part to
that
play.
fathers can't make the determination as to whether or not they can even have the kid, and only the woman can, you hold an uneven playing field. I have at least a consistent view that women should not be allowed to abort, and men ought to actually be made to participate in their own children's life. That's my consistent worldview. Your worldview is inconsistent.
Okay.
You're
That's
making the...
inconsistent.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sitting
totally
here-
inconsistent.
I said that if a man
you're
has a
you're
child,
just giving privilege to women.
Sure.
Facts. This guy, man, like I said, guys, this is one of the worst beta male feminists I've ever seen. I mean, he just, once again, guys, women do not respect men like this. This is a man who's very illogical. He's very emotional. He can't control his emotions. He's very subservient to women. And once again, he wouldn't be able to survive in a very manly environment. He wouldn't know what to do, because this is a man, and guys, this guy, he has his own podcast. He has his own podcast where he panders to women, because you see, he doesn't have the full picture, because he sits around and gets information from women all day.